Welcome back, everyone. Well, as you know, at Look, it's part of our mission to help promote the arts. We often say around here that the STEM initiative is fantastic, but it's missing a letter. It should be STEAM because of the arts. So, lo and behold, we found out that Saratoga High School is doing a performance of Cinderella. And it couldn't be any more timely because, as you know, there's a big movie coming out, Cinderella. Mm-hmm. So joining me today is Cinderella and also the director of the Saratoga Springs High School Drama Club. So welcome, Bob Berenis, and welcome, Carolyn Shields.
Hi.
Nice to have you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Let's start with you, Bob.
Okay.
Tell us a bit about the Drama Club.
Okay, the Drama Club began 18 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it was an interesting period because there hadn't been a drama club at the high school, or a musical drama club at the high school, for 18 years, and it's one of the most musical schools in the Capital District. Mm-hmm. So it was great getting those kids together because, again, we use not only the singers and the actors, but the orchestra as well, so the musicians get to work as well. And so we've been a very, very successful drama club, but we get judged each year by Schenectady Light Opera Company, and in the 15 years we've been judged, we've won 6 times and second place 4 times. So they're a very successful group of young people, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. Taking on a production like Cinderella is not exactly, hey, let's put a table out there with a flower arrangement on it and go for it. There's quite a bit in terms of all of the things that are involved getting a production like this launched. Very involved script, involves a degree of acting skills, right?
Yes.
And then you go behind the scenes, and there's everything from wardrobe to music, and a lot of that, right?
Absolutely. It's the most difficult show we've ever undertaken.
Right.
Because every single aspect of it is incredibly difficult. There's not one piece that is easy. Mm-hmm. And so it's a difficult acting piece. It's a very difficult music piece.
Right, sure.
Yeah, and set choreography. Imagine trying to get a bunch of high schoolers to waltz. Not an easy thing.
It's Cinderella. Come on.
Right. That's exactly
speaking
right.
of which, this young lady sitting next to you is Cinderella.
Hi.
Wow, Carolyn, that's a pretty big undertaking, isn't it?
It is. It definitely is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm taking on one of my childhood idols, so it's definitely an interesting experience, but I love it.
Yes, I bet you do. Now, Carolyn is the ripe old age of a senior in high school. God, what we'd give to be seniors again. But you mentioned before we went on air that you've been really involved in acting since you were a young child, right? Yeah. Your family noticed something, right?
Yeah.
Mom is offset here. But how old were you when you realized that this was something that you wanted to pursue?
Well, I started when I was about 8, but once I got into middle school, I really started to take it seriously, and as soon as I went into high school drama club, I knew that it was definitely something I wanted to take on as a career, because the way that they handle it there is very different from a lot of other schools that handle it in a way, and I like how it's intense, but it's fun, and I love it.
Well, you know what, we refer to it as the creative curse. You really you're chosen in a way, if you know what I mean. You don't really decide whether or not you're going to be creative, and if you decide to go down this path, I mean, it's a wonderful undertaking, but it's a difficult run. You have to, in this particular case, right, you have to learn everything from how to speak, to how to act, to how to sing.
And how to be graceful.
Yes, how to be graceful. Not easy. This might sound easy, but it isn't. Not necessarily easy. And Saratoga High School, of course, really is dedicated to this. Before we went on air, I mentioned to them that we had worked with Peter Nelson and the Friends of Music over there, and to just be at the high school and see the dedication that the school itself has for the arts is really quite amazing. So I want to talk about the production itself. You're in rehearsal, right? What's it like?
Well, we work a lot on the dancing for the most part, because especially in this show, it's really important. So we are moving around a ton, and otherwise we are, I don't know how exactly.
Working on script and singing,
always,
right?
Always.
The first thing we do is try to get off book so we can really get into the script and understand what we're saying and work together and really learn how to mesh as a cast.
Boy, very important, by the way. Carolyn, you just gave me a great segue, because before we went on air, I was talking to Bob about what it's like running this club, and you know what? It really comes down to this. You can always take a production and then make the students fit the production. Or you can take the production and make it fit the students. It's a very different approach, but in terms of building the self-esteem of the students, you know, their confidence, their ability to focus and concentrate when they know that there's much more of their personality invested inside the character, you treat it differently, right?
Definitely.
How does that affect you? How do you feel when you're in that process?
Well, if I'm able to relate to a character, I find that I'm able to understand it more and I'm able to perform it to the best of my ability.
Yes.
And so I've been given a lot of opportunities to find a lot of different roles in my career, I guess you could call it. And so it's been really fun, and you discover something about the character and then you discover something about yourself, and it's a really great process. So we really work to dig into what they're trying to say, and it helps a lot with the performance, and it makes you feel good about it.
Well, you know, the audience automatically feels that. When they know you're invested in the character that you're portraying, you become that character. And when you become that character, that's that link to the audience, of course, because they see you in the character.
And it's important for this because all the kids are very, this is magic to them.
Yes.
And it turns out to be magic for everyone in the end if I really am Cinderella for them.
Yes, absolutely right. Very well said, by the way.
Thank you.
This performance, 4 performances of Cinderella, Saratoga Springs High School in the auditorium, in the big room,
Big one.
right? It's March 26, 27, and 28. But the 28th is a Saturday. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And the Saturday there's a matinee because it is really a family-oriented production, right, Bob?
Correct. Absolutely. And we've never done a matinee before, but this so well suits the family group coming in. And we've been going around, and I know you spoke to my producer, Lisa, earlier about we've been at Barnes & Nobles, we've been going to the elementary schools. We will be coming up at Northshire, at the library, just for families to come out and see the kids and see, get them a little excited about coming.
Dress up, with tiaras.
Little kids, right?
Sure.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Barnes & Noble told us they had never had that large of a crowd come to an event like that, and the kids were great. And what was most interesting to me was when my kids started singing. I expected these young ones to be noisy. They sat there just staring at these kids singing, not a peep out of them. It was wonderful to watch.
Well, in some way, I don't want to add any pressure to this, but you're a role model for these,
I love it.
kids,
I
right?
absolutely love it. The tea party was one of my favorite experiences that I've had with the drama club.
That's wonderful. Okay, we're out of time. Wow, we could talk a lot about this. Really, congratulations to both of you for pursuing this and giving this to the community. It's really a value to the whole community.
We're having fun.
Yeah, you are having fun, I can tell. So that's March 26, 27, 28, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 performances, including a matinee on Saturday. Bring your kids, bring your grandkids. And there'll be a couple of sneak previews. They've been going around the community doing things like at Barnes & Noble. But on the 21st, on Saturday at 3 p.m., they're going to be right here at Northshire Books. So, it's an opportunity to come in and have a one-on-one with the people that are actually involved in the production. Thank you very much for coming in. Good luck. And I'm definitely coming to this performance.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, which is looktvonline.com.